Hello, this is SoScared and welcome to another gamecast of OpenRA. This time Vegetation. We have seen this map before. Only this time we have a free-for-all game. So you have 2 players on the north, 2 on the south. I actually had to restart this cast. I casted this game for like 5 minutes until I realized this was actually a free-for-all. At first I thought those 2 teams south was together. Then I see some confrontation in the middle here and I immediately assumed, oh, it's actually the right side who is teamed up versus left side. And later on I realized it's actually nobody is in teams here. Here you can see players. All players are lined up here. There's no teams, so it means that these players are on their own against each other. Let's go ahead and start this game.
Battle control initialized.
So, as you remember, there's a big portion of ore in the middle, ready for the end game. So let's have a look at our players. We have yuwi playing as allied in the yellow, and in the beige color we have Declan, the provider of our replay today. And we have Carabus in the green, or I should say cyan color, playing as allied. Of course, Declan is allied as well, forgot to mention that. Weizen in orange, playing as Soviet. So a free-for-all. Already we've seen weizen actually move his MCV to this position, which is very clever because he will have command of these ore fields here, and also can distance himself a little bit from the middle, so he might be able to avoid confrontation with Carabus. As you can see on the map, given the player positions, all players can choose between sort of a early confrontation here, or try to claim the expand, which has opened up, given that there are no players spawned here and here. So weizen has opted for the second option, trying to get hold of these 2 fields early on. Also Carabus also moved these MCVs off to get hold of this area here. So let's see how this is going to turn out. yuwi has actually moved his MCV quite far. Obviously it means that he did not know the game, because did not know the map, because he moved. I assume he tried to move in this position. So that's really unfortunate for him. Also, his first ore refinery is far away from the ore patch, so he's going to be way behind economically, and of course he's going to struggle with building a new base up towards weizen, who has started out quite strong here with a ore factory after the first ore refinery, which is close to the ore patch. Completely different story with yuwi. Up to the right, not Declan, but Carabus. Good ore refinery placement and a ore factory to get his early ore harvesters. And same story with the Declan. Ore refinery relatively close to the patch, and ore factory to get out ore harvesters. So 3 players up with the good starting economy versus 1 player who actually moved back his construction yard to sort of get back. But it's a free-for-all, so if he can do well from here, he might have a chance to come back into this game. Of course, that means that's an advantage to Declan, who has yuwi as his closest opponent. So let's see here now. We have 4 ore harvesters currently for weizen, starting to build his 5th. Declan having 2, getting his 3rd out now anytime soon. And Declan getting his 4th out. So actually seems like weizen has come out with an early lead. And small group here with the medic going around to clean up scouting units. Also, medic now costs like 200, so before it was completely useless, but now, given that it is relatively cheap to build, it can be quite clever to just build a medic among your clump of infantry. Can be a good investment. So yuwi now, discovering weizen. If I can press this button here, we can see each individual player's field of view. So let's have a look at that. Weizen has just completely ignored scouting, and you don't really need to do that as much when you're playing free-for-all, because it doesn't really pay to go out and do early rushes. As you do that, you will be behind economically towards your other opponents, even if you manage to do a successful attack early on. yuwi, build another ore refinery closer to the patch. Oh, we actually have Declan's first hind going up here to harass, or at least scout, Carabus expansion. Or not expansion, I should say, second ore refinery. I would call another MCV technically for an expansion. So, and I believe that's his second hind. So he's not going to be able to do much damage here, especially now with the AA gun coming up. But the hind is excellent early scout unit, and you should try to keep them alive. Excuse me. I guess yuwi managed to put up a pillbox here, right there, which actually might confuse Vegetation, because according to his field view, he just noticed that there was a pillbox here, so he should, to his rationale, he should think that there is a base right there, so he's going probably building up some defensive units and structures on this front, thinking that there is something there. That's quite funny. His yuwi's misplacement of his MCV actually managed to put up a confusing pillbox, as long as it lasts. So let's see who's going to take up first. Will it be Declan with this structure ready? Already built up his radodome and service depot, but it's not chosen to place it just yet. No, that was actually a third ore refinery, and that means he's going to... Ooh, and here's Declan's expansion. Might have a problem, yeah, he's going to have to move it back, as there's too much force up there. But he's going to immediately start to work on these ore patches here, so later in the game he can actually start to get hold of the middle. Yeah, actually light tanks coming in here, actually doing some decent work, as you rarely see that with light tanks in OpenRA, given that they do so little damage and have a relatively low health bar. But Declan's going to be able to... Well, he's going to have a turret, or yeah, there's a turret, but I think it's too late. He's actually going to lose his construction yard. And with that, they claim on this area, but he still has some defensive structure, so he can still move in with another MCV or choose to defend this area, and we'll be able to hold this front, at least for now. Declan has not built a second MCV as of yet, actually trying to build up his hind numbers pretty quick. We have weizen building his Soviet tech center. He's going to be able to tech up first, it seems, since none of the other players have actually... No, excuse me, we have actually a tech center here by yuwi. He's still here, so he's been able to tech up quickly. But his base is very dense, that's a problem for him. I think also that he has not expanded it properly, so he's going to be even further behind technologically, tech-wise I should say. So I think this tech lead does not matter too much, as we might see no A-bomb or Iron Curtain coming up for weizen at the moment. He's going to do some harass with his yaks, but it's going to be immediately stopped by his yaks. But this attack right here, containing no rifle infantry though, note that. Might actually take down... Ooh, nope. The clump of Hinds are too powerful. They mow down if you're going to take down Hinds with with rocket soldiers, and that was actually a big loss for weizen, given that it's just only infantry. They are actually expensive. So each rocket soldier is costing like 300. So it doesn't seem like even with his mammoth tank, if he can focus this down, just running up his mammoth tank, he might be able to take it out. And of course with the heavy tank and another mammoth tank. Ooh, so very good production of tanks coming up from weizen at the moment. Going to be able to take this down and should move back. Right after that might not... there's no necessary... It's not necessary for him to suicide his second mammoth tank. At least he can keep that alive. Just move it back. There's... Oh my god, the constructioner actually lived. Of course you want to suicide your mammoth tank then. Ooh, well, I would say all in all, that's not really worth it. Ooh, and also, Declan has successfully pushed his front up with the second MCV and doing his mass allied barracks expansion, which I favor a lot. I mean, this is something that people should do more, I think, is to build more barracks that will increase the infantry count very quickly, as infantry is very important part of any strategy today, I would say. Also, so all the units were moving and scattering. So he is well versed in the use of infantry. He's going to counter these Hinds very easily, especially with the AA gun. He's coming up with his own Hinds and actually he might take out... yeah, he's taking out his power, so he's not going to be thwarted by a AA gun anytime soon. This is a really good play here by Declan. Not much happening for yuwi. Getting... Ooh, very lucky that MiG did not crash into the pile of infantry. That does so much damage. So it seems that most of the action is between Declan and Carabus, and unfortunately for Carabus, he already has been pushed from this side, so he cannot... Yeah, he's probably felt the pressure and chose to surrender. And that means that this area right here has been opened up for dispute. And Declan, who has actually pushed out now his teammate to the north, and really having no contest from yuwi at the moment, will have a huge advantage going into this late game. Weizen, having had to deal with this clump of units from yuwi and a couple of artillery. He's going to lose his war factory, that's for sure. Might be able to hold on to his MCV right there, or not. But anyways, he's going to be pushed back, and somehow weizen was able to get his ore refinery there. I believe he was moving his MCV to build it specifically, but he's going to lose his MCV there, and that's a big loss for weizen, and a big win for Declan, who is able to just sit back, expand while this is going on. So even though so what's going to happen next is that one of these two players is going to have to do something, because now Declan is pushing on to yuwi, and all of yuwi's units are basically up to pressure the second most powerful unit, the second most strongest, excuse me, the second best player in this game, and he's going to lose his units in that while being easily pushed on his own side. Certainly looks like Declan's going to take this game right here, spamming out his MCVs at this moment. As you have no pressure on you, you can do that. Just keep on building MCVs and getting your production of buildings faster and faster. Yeah, and yuwi now is going to expand to this position. It's going to deny weizen to further expand south. A don't see how anyone is going to stop Declan at this moment. He's too powerful, too many MCVs. So I hope you do not mind me doing this, but I am going to fast forward the game a little bit just to see how this is moving out. So forward barracks, always good. Barracks having a decent amount of health, and of course you can see how quick, if I turn this on normal speed, you can see how quickly the infantry is coming out. Even the rocket soldiers coming out within like 2 seconds. The rule of OpenRA is, at least I know that if you build 7 production facilities, be it barracks or war factory or MCVs, the production is going to be cut in half in time. Like the build time is going to be cut in half with 7 barracks, and of course the clan having like at least 7 has actually topped his production on his infantry, so this is impossible to stop. There's no way to stop this push at this moment, and also his economy is so strong, already having an MCV in the middle, a huge air fleet, and given that his last remaining opponent is Weizen, who has not teched beyond the tech center, no A-bomb, no Iron Curtain, will not be able to stop this. So therefore I'm going to resume the 200% fast speed here. Or, you know what, just go max. Even though it is a little bit laggy, but we're going to see. It's going to be completely crushed here, and I believe in 1 second he's going to move his MCV to further push. Okay, let's just put it back a little bit. It's going to very soon push. We have even longbows now, together with the air fleet. Yuwi has given up, and now we have weizen left, and according to his field of view, which should look like this, he does not really know what's going on with the other players. He knows that it's only him and the clan left, so he probably have no idea. If you see on the map here, if you can see the amount of buildings here, probably have no idea how far behind he is. So he's going to continue playing, of course, because there's always a chance your opponent is a little bit, I mean, he might not be that much stronger than you, but in this case that is not how it is. He's going to quickly figure out that this this clump of helis and longbows, you can basically just A-move these air units into his base and probably like destroy like at least a third of all his structures. So, but instead, the clan has actually chronospeared, I believe, his construction yard into the base of weizen, and is going to try to make him give up this way. So, I believe we are only seconds away from the win. At least if you have taken a look up on the top right of the screen, above the map, we have actually an indicator as to how much of the map, I mean the match, is left. So that should tell you. Okay, we can at least watch this. Let's see how it goes. He's actually choosing to target buildings individually. I would personally hope to see that he would just A-move in and see how they're doing. That's always fun when you have this many units. Look at this attack just coming in from everywhere, and it's going to incinerate weizen's base in about seconds here. Quite impressive. Very impressive game by Declan. Taking advantage, of course, that he had a weaker opponent to his left, but obviously he seemed to be one of the more stronger players here. So good game. I hope you've been enjoying the cast. Keep sharing those replays on the forums, and I will try to cast as many as possible. Until next time, this is SoScared, and thank you for watching.